Kapow! Hello and welcome to Stanchion Snacks. A bit of a mouthful. Now, it is 5 years since we were top of the Premier League after our historic 2-0 win against Newcastle. And now we are going into the weekend and we've got a must-win game against Sheffield Wednesday. Whoever the manager is, it doesn't matter. We've got to win this game. So I got looking through the list of players that have played for Southampton and Sheffield Wednesday. Jim Magilton, who I've already done a video on. Check that one out once you've watched this one. David Hurst is another one that jumped to mind. Trondegel Solvet, David Prutton. But the one that got me a little bit excited this week was Yan Valery. And that's because I started to think, over the years, we haven't had that many French players. So, although this episode is going to be a celebration of perhaps Yan Valery, it's actually a celebration of all the French players that Southampton have had over the years. So this one is for Morgan Schneiderlin, Fabrice Fernandez, Patrick Colleterre, Leandre Griffit, who I actually saw score, I would imagine, his only ever goal at St Mary's.
And one of those fairy tale moments that football throws up every once in a while. With 10 minutes left, teenage French midfielder Leandre Griffit was called from the bench for his Saints debut. It was a debut he'll never forget.
Beatty and Leandre Griffit come away from Saints. Griffit! He peels his shirt off over his head. A debut goal for the Frenchman. Everyone is up on their feet. What an absolutely stunning goal by Leandre Griffit. We've only got 4 minutes to go. It's Saints 2 and Blackburn 0.
I've been looking for an excuse to open up this bottle of Bordeaux. Oh! Get it breathing. And rather stereotypically, we're going to start with a little bit of garlic. So take a whole bulb of garlic, split it into the cloves, a good glug of oil, salt, pepper, and then we're going to wrap it up in tin foil. Now this has to be really tight. You might have to watch this a couple of times just to see how I'm doing it, but you creating like an envelope, and you want to keep the air in. So you want there to be like a little pocket of air inside. So really fold it over a few times. So I've done about 4 sides, and then you want this to be really, really tight, and it's going to kind of puff up and it's going to confit the garlic, and you're going to get these beautiful soft little jewels. So on a tray, in the oven, 180 degrees, 20-25 minutes. When your house smells of garlic, it's done. And then you can just pop them out of their little shells like this. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So we're going to be creating what I think is probably the best restaurant starter in the world. It's great on your own, but it's great as a sharer. And I'm going to be sort of pimping it up a little bit for you today to make it as a sharer. This wine is absolutely sensational, by the way. So cheers to you, Morgan Schneiderlin. Camembert. What is better than cheese and wine? Nothing really. So we're going to be doing a baked Camembert. So for this, this readily available in supermarkets, La Rustica. We take this bit out. I've had this out the fridge for most of the morning really, just to start it off. And then in theory it should take about 8 minutes. And I think we leave this one in. We'll give it a go. So we're going to leave that one in. So there we go. We don't throw away the lid, we'll keep that. And then we're just going to make a few little holes. Nice clean finger, push it in, stick that in there. In America you see people wearing gloves and stuff, but they don't wash their gloves all day, so it's actually incredibly unhygienic. It's better if you see someone using their hands, because you know that they're washing their hands. People put gloves on and think they don't have to wash their hands all day, and that does happen. I've met people like it. So what have we put in there? 1, 2, 3, 6. Let's put 7 little bits of garlic. Any left, you can just sort of cover with oil, leave in a jar, something like that. You could also stuff sun-dried tomato in here, rosemary if you like. I've got some pickled garlic flowers that I pickled in the summer. So let's just get however many come out. 4, great. And again, we're just going to stuff these in. So just stuff them in like that. This is going to look really cool. Doesn't that look great? So we're going to go 8 minutes through the oven. we'll put it on the same tray, because I've actually done something interesting with the garlic tray. And this is our first little side, our first little component that is going with these. So what I did was I cooked some of these beautiful little onion potatoes, and then I boiled them, and then I've just put them into the same foil as the garlic. So we're getting a bit of garlic here, a bit of garlic here. It's better, rather than having like intense loads of garlic in one element, little bits of garlic everywhere. So I've just sort of sliced up a sourdough here, and we just want to toast this off a little bit. It might not take the full 8 minutes, but I've cut this into dunkable sizes so that as soon as it's out of the oven, we can just dunk it straight in. We're not having to chop and mess around at the table. Our bread and our cheese going into the oven. Some lovely gherkins, if they're sort of this size, let's cut them in half. If they're this sort of size, maybe into 4. So there we go, look, that's done. Mise en place, pop that behind us. So just a little smidge of oil into this nice hot pan. He's flowing through the wine. What a lunch. It's Saturday, pour yourself a glass of wine, wait for the team news to come in. Exciting times. Will Oreo Romeo be playing? So pleased to have him back at the club. So into this pan, which is now pretty hot, we're going to put some cocktail sausages. So these are already cooked. If you were using raw sausages, you would obviously cook them beforehand, but this is just going to speed everything up. And these are actually corn sausages, all right? Because my my dining partner this afternoon is vegetarian, so we're having vegetarian ones, but they're great. So, big handful. I ate the rest of the pack with a couple of beers last night. Straight into this pan. So look, we've got nice bit of sort of colour on these now. We've got a bit of heat, and we're going to deglaze the pan with, seems a shame because it's so bloody lovely, a little bit of this Bordeaux. And we're going to add a spoon of honey. If I had some whole grain mustard, I would put that in. Hello, even though I'm in the fridge, guys, you can hear me, and he's found a little bit of whole grain mustard. This is a little bit similar to the story of how this channel was created. I was talking to some people in the pub, some Saints fans, before the Spurs game when we got relegated last season. And during the World Cup, previous World Cup, Japan had played Germany, and it was an absolutely brilliant game. And I decided to create for my dinner like a Japanese hot dog. And it was a little bit like this, sausages cooked down in soy, and I think I might put a bit of butter and stuff through there. I was talking to my mates about it, and they were like, that's such a great idea, you've got to do it. So here I am, doing it. Timer is going off. It is gooey. It is just beginning to give. The bread is crisp. Straight in there. All the syrup as well. That's going to be another lovely thing to dip your bread in. Potatoes. Let's leave them in this little pouch. Bread. It's like almost toasted on one side but not the other. Absolutely perfect for this. Got a lovely apricot and apple chutney here, which was kind of the star of my Watford episode, which was like a Dutch cheese toasty. So let's just put a little thing on that. So if you want to know how to make this chutney, get on there. Let's get the cheese right here in the middle. This time of year, walking around the supermarket, you're always going to see some beautiful peppery watercress. So boom, there it is. And a little bit more Bordeaux. I'm just topping up here, so this is only really my second sort of big glass. Bon appetit, it's never been more apt. So what shall we have first? I think maybe one of these lovely little sausages just cooked in red wine, honey, a little bit of whole grain mustard. Dip it there in the cheese. Get a little bit of that on there. Look at that. That's Christmas. Somehow that is Christmas. And a little gherkin just to clean everything up. So now these Anya potatoes. Again, in Sainsbury's at the moment, you would think I had a deal with Sainsbury's. I got no deals. Look at that. And now, a bit of bread. Look at this. So we can get some of this lovely chutney, apricots and apple, spoon it on there, and we want one of these, look, one of these little gems. Confit garlic, watercress. That is a stanchion snack. Look at that. Chutney, Camembert baked, roasted garlic, watercress. Bon appetit. But for now, go find out how to make this beautiful chutney. And I'll see you later. Like, subscribe. Thanks for popping by. This is Stanchion Snacks, and this is a bit of a mouthful. And for making it to the end of this video, here's your reward. Some ex-Saints banging in goals. Oh, and they all just happen to be French.